All right, let's talk about the XAG P150. Look, if you've ever found yourself stuck in a field, staring at some weird error code that just won't let you fly, then this is for you. We're going to turn those frustrating moments into super quick, confident fixes so you can get back up in the air where you belong.
You know the feeling, right? It's the perfect day for spraying, everything's set up, and bam! Your P150 throws an error you've never seen before, and just like that, the whole operation is on hold. It's so frustrating. Well, let's make sure that's a thing of the past.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The whole point here is to give you simple, clear, and fast answers to the stuff you're most likely to run into with the P15. We're going to take you from scratching your head to knowing exactly what to do.
First things first, let's talk about the issues that can pop up before you even take off. Because honestly, getting that initial setup and calibration just right, that's the secret to a headache-free day.
So picture this. You power everything on, you're ready to go, and you get hit with this message. Application System Submodule does not match. I know, it sounds super technical, maybe even a little scary. But trust me, the fix is usually way simpler than it sounds.
Okay, so what do? Your first move is always the simplest. Check your connections. Physically wiggle them. Make sure everything, the nozzles, the pumps, the level sensor, is plugged in tight. If that doesn't fix it, okay, on to step 2. You'll want to cross-test your components one at a time to figure out which one is the problem child. And hey, if you've tried all that and you're still stuck, then it's time for step 3, give support a call.
Now, this next one is absolutely critical, especially if your drone is brand new. Do you need to calibrate the pump? Yes, 1,000 times yes. If you skip this, you're just running on the default factory settings, and that can lead to some major inaccuracies with your spray volume. It's such a simple thing to do, but it will save you so much trouble down the road. All right, so you're all calibrated and ready to go. Let's head out into the field. What happens when something goes wrong right in the middle of a mission? Let's cover some of the most common fixes you'll need on the fly.
Okay, this one is probably one of the most nerve-wracking things that can happen. Your drone's flying its mission perfectly, everything looks great on the screen, but you look at the drone itself and nothing's coming out. The pump isn't spraying a single drop. So what's going on?
9 times out of 10, the culprit is trapped air. If that pump runs completely dry, even for a moment, it can lose its prime. See, it needs a little bit of liquid in there, a water film, to create suction and pull more liquid from the tank. Without it, you've basically got an airlock, and the whole system just stops working.
But don't worry, the fix is super easy. It's just 4 steps. First, make sure you've got at least 5 liters of liquid in the tank. Second, you're going to disconnect the pipe from the anti-drip valve, okay? Now, third step, go into the app and run a manual spray test at full blast until you see a nice steady stream of liquid coming out. Once you've got that, you're golden. Just reconnect the pipe and you are back in business.
All right, let's switch gears a little and talk about the app, the XAG1 app. You're watching your mission unfold on the map and you see this little icon pop up. What on earth is that thing trying to tell you?
That little purple lightning bolt? That's your best friend for battery management. It's showing you the estimated spot on the flight path where the drone calculates it needs to turn around and head home to land safely. You definitely want to keep an eye on that icon. It's a huge help for planning your missions right.
Okay, now for my favorite part, learning to speak drone. Seriously, let's decode what all those blinking lights and weird number codes actually mean. We're going to translate them into plain, simple English. Let's start with the level sensor lights. It's like Morse code for your tank. See a green light flashing about once a second? Awesome. That means everything is normal. See a flashing red light? Uh-oh. That's your cue to check the side vent valve for water. And if you see a solid light, doesn't matter if it's green or red, that points to a communication error. Time to check those wires.
And what about those motor speed numbers you see in the app? They might look random, but they're not. They are very specific error codes. For instance, if you see 17900, that's an ESC stall alarm. See 21900, that's an overcurrent alarm. And 23,000, that's pointing you straight to a motor fault or maybe a bad connection. Each number is a specific clue telling you exactly where to look.
So we've talked a lot about how to fix things when they break, but you know what's even better? Preventing them from breaking in the first place. Let's talk about maintenance and firmware, the stuff that keeps your P50 healthy for the long haul.
And when we're talking about long-term performance, there is one really critical maintenance job for your spray system that you just cannot afford to skip.
And that big question is this: when exactly should you be relubricating the gearbox on that impeller pump?
The number you need to burn into your brain is 666.67. So, what does that even mean?
Hectares. That's your magic number. After you've covered about 667 hectares, it's time to relubricate that gearbox with some high-temp grease. Seriously, this one little task is the best thing you can do to stop that pump from wearing out too soon.
All right, last big topic, firmware updates. Oh man, we've all been there, right? You start the update, you sit there and wait, and then you get that soul-crushing update failed message. So what is going on behind the scenes?
Here are your top 3 go-to fixes. First, try a cold restart. That just means power the drone completely off, walk away for 5 minutes, then try again. Second, if you happen to be mixing batteries with different firmware versions, just update them one by one, not all at once. And finally, if it's an ESC update that's failing, it's almost always a loose CAN cable. Go and double-check every one of those connections.
Look, at the end of the day, knowing this stuff changes the game. It takes you from just being a drone operator to being a true field expert. Now you can actually understand what your drone is telling you and fix problems right then and there. So the only question I have for you is, what's the next challenge you're going to conquer?